I thought I had something planned today, but I guess I don't, so guess what? 5 things I wish I knew when I started out. Roll it. What's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome back if you've been here before. Before we start, so I'm testing something out here. I'm testing the audio. I want to see how much this is echoing. I didn't put any of my blankets up today, so we'll see how this goes. I do have the foam cap on my microphone, so I'm going to see how it sounds. Let me know how it sounds, and we'll see if those blankets actually make a difference and actually help. But let's jump right into it with number 1 of what I wish I knew. So number 1 is just take photos. With SD cards, you're not shooting on film anymore. You don't need to think about every single shot that you take. Of course, you want to think about every single composition that you make, but every single time you click the shutter, it's just taking one little number off. Like, say you have a 64 gigabyte card, that's a lot of space, even if you're shooting in RAW. Go ham on that shutter button, hold it down as much as you need to. I took over 1,200 photos this weekend just for senior photos, and I still had space left on the card. All shot in RAW, bright light, so the file sizes were upwards of 30, 40 megabytes. So it's a lot. Just take photos. Right into number 2, so along with taking photos, you need to create a workflow for all those photos that you're taking. Now, a workflow is just some sort of organization storage method for you to understand where your photos are, how they're organized, and where you can find them when you need them. So the best point for that is to just figure out what works for you and go from there. And right into number 3. Number 3 is using your gear. It is much tougher than you think it is. When you get that first camera, you want to hold it, you want to baby it. It's your baby, I know. But don't be afraid to throw it around a little bit, or maybe not throw it around, but don't be afraid to knock it around a little bit. It can get dings, it can get scratches. Take it out in some elements if you need to. It's really cool to get some dope shots of the raindrops. Just make sure you let it dry fully and make sure you clean it properly, and then you'll be all good to go. So number 3, use your gear. And number 4, now we're moving into the digital social media platforms. When you are posting your photos, let's say on Instagram, that is probably one of the best places to do so. Facebook steals all your crap. Twitter, people don't really like photos. So on Instagram, you want to be using hashtags. That's how you're going to get eyes on your photos. That's how you're going to send photos out there. This is one thing I definitely wish I knew starting out. It gets a lot more eyes on your photos. Now, it may not pull that much more engagement if you're smaller, but hashtags is a great place to start in growing. And I'm also going to link the website that I use a lot for my photography hashtags in the description, so go ahead and check that out. Number 5 is finding your people. So the biggest point here is if you're not interested in the fine arts aspect of photography, find your people on YouTube, on social media, your friends who know photography. They're going to be more help to you than going to school or paying for lessons. Now, yes, there are things coming up like Skillshare, Masterclass. Those things, I believe those are beneficial because most of those guys are, I don't want to say influencers, but they are in the digital world. They may or may not have school-related experience for that. That's a little bit different. That's something I can get into maybe if I get sponsored. Finding your people. So you don't have to go to school for photography if you're not interested in the fine arts side of it, using the dark room, if you're looking for the more fine arts side of photography, that would be a good thing to go to school for. Now, I can say that because I went. Turns out fine arts side wasn't really for me. I like to take photos because I like taking photos. I like the gear. I like tech. I like sharing my knowledge with people. Now, just for an example, from my final project in one of my photography classes, I did a project on color theory where I played with a bunch of colors in Photoshop, and it didn't pass. I had to redo the project, and I had to find a different meaning behind the photos. So that's just my little 2 cents. That's my tips for you. I hope you like this video. It's just a quick one today. Make sure you like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.